In this video tutorial we're going to demonstrate the use of the Touch7 photo plugin when working with CMYK images. Images that are already in a CMYK color space have had their color data clipped. And by that I mean that the image color data has been reduced because original images that are photographed in RGB or LAB have a wider color gamut. But a CMYK print engine cannot produce all those colours. So when you convert it from RGB to CMYK, as we'll demonstrate here, your colours flatten down and remove some of that colour visual and brightness. So if your client is already working with CMYK images, and this can be quite popular because we've spent the last 30 years teaching customers not to work in RGB and to do everything in CMYK. But now with the invention of the digital printing press, they have a wider gamut set of inks or toners. So now we're trying to educate people to go back to using RGB images, which will be then processed at the RIP. So if your customer is still using CMYK files, there is less color data in here to work with because the Touch7 plugin is designed to extract out color groups that are beneficial to ECG printing. So if it's already been color clipped, then you've got less image information to work with. But we can do some tricks in Photoshop to boost those separations up. So we're going to demonstrate how to do that now. We're going to open up the Touch7 plugin and we're going to run this through an orange, green and let's do orange, green and a blue workflow. So it's going to create the 3 spot colors which will then appear in our list down here. And once it's done that, we're then going to increase the saturation of those plates using just default features that are inside Photoshop. So once this is caught up, we have it there. Let's turn off the CMYK. We don't need this information or this plugin anymore, so we can hide that. So you will see that these separations, the orange, the green and the blue that has been created, has pulled some information out, but we can boost that up further. So if we go to our levels, so you go to image, adjustment and levels, and then we're going to work with one channel at a time. We're going to go from the shadow point, we're going to drag that across to the start point of this color data. So it's a bit like setting your shadow and highlight points if you were doing drum scanning or photo retouching. I'm going to do the same with the green, bring that one across, and you'll notice we've pulled a lot more in here now, and then the same with the violet. So now we've gone from this kind of washed out separations to a nice punchy set of ECG plates. And if we see the difference between on and off, you'll see how it's adding a lot more saturation. Please also do take into account that what you see in Photoshop is not a true representation of how that file will print, because Photoshop cannot handle multicolor profiles correctly with your spot colors. It cannot show you how those spot colors will replicate because it does not know how the printing inks or formulations have been designed. So because there's no tools to actually show you the ink formulations correctly on the screen, therefore you don't see the correct color. So this is why we have a soft proofing solution for Touch7. So to find out more information, go to the Touch7 website and go to the soft proofing page, and I'll explain all about why there is a need for soft proofing solutions. But for now, that's all we have to do if you want to be able to boost the saturation of your CMYK images.